Welcome to the C-Suite. Thank you for joining me for another chat. That's right. I am Shawanna Kennedy. I am your host, and I'm super excited because, right here in the C-Suite, we talk all things what that looks like to be good, bad, and sometimes ugly as a CEO. So I have the opportunity to talk to some amazing entrepreneurs, business owners, leaders across the globe. And I'm telling you right now, we are nothing short of that today because this young lady that is about to grace us in this space, one of the top 50 world leaders, being a top speaker. She's a best-selling author. She also does a number of things in corporate, but she helps you keep your mind right and what it looks like for you on the inside. She also, yes, this young lady is a social work professor. So, we get to brag about it when we have a few doctors in the house, and we are short of that, not at all today. Won't you help me welcome to the platform our amazing guest today, Dr. Jessica Houston. Welcome to the C-Suite.
Hey. I'm gonna clap for myself. Yeah.
You come on here. Did y'all hear that? Y'all have to be okay to know how to brag on yourself all too often. And we're going to jump right in. And we're going to jump right in because you're going to make sure that you have all her information so that you can connect with her. She is killing it on the game over in LinkedIn. Make sure you show her some love in the comments because, look, it's a train on the track and we about to roll. I want to know, because of what you get to do, God has graced you to be able to do to help others to focus in on their mind and what that looks like. What have you seen when you recognize that leaders on paper, they look real good, but then they can't identify what's burning them out and what's stopping them from showing up in their boldness?
Yeah. So one of the things I work with a lot of women leaders on is really they struggle with that imposter syndrome. And it's like they have all of the skills, they've got the credentials, they've got the competence, they got the experience, but they still feel like something is missing. I'm not good enough. What if they find out I'm not as smart as like they have all of these fears and doubts and overthinking. And so that's what I love to work with leaders on. Yeah.
I like that. And because I have to ask, because some who may not know, what even made you go down this path? What led you down this path to help others?
Oh, gosh, I had to help me first. I had to help me first. And so I was actually having this conversation with my mom and my daughter this morning about, like, for so long, I was a very shy, timid person. Now I'm still an introvert, but I don't let that stop me.
I love it. And I know all too well what that look and feel like, because depending on how you're raised, what's the environment and all of the things, because you can have the most encouraging parents in the world, but sometimes the people that life has put us around, whether it's, school or just even the neighborhood, sometimes we can even get in our own head. And I understand, and like about when you said about being an introvert, I know a lot of people that are introverts. I'm what you call them when you are introvert. I'm one of them people. Like, I'm okay by myself, but I really do love and appreciate being around people, because before you even realize you're called to a thing, to help other people to be their best, and whatever it is that God has laid their hands and their mind and their heart to do. It's like, there has to be something else so right to go on the inside to then do what you need to do so that you can help others. And it's exciting when even having the opportunity to even look over your resume. You have done a number of things, and I want to applaud you publicly for what it is that you get to do for us as a culture. I love all of those things. So when we think about that, and you said it starts with you first, did y'all hear it? It starts with you first. It has to be that thing on the inside. I want to ask you, you mentioned about being an introvert. So could you for a minute speak to the introvert to help them if this is one thing that has been holding them up, because they're like, no, that's not me, but they know that they're beautiful. They know that they're brilliant. They know that they're skilled in what they have. Could you speak to the introvert for a moment?
Yeah. So one of the things I had to recognize was that introverts, they have the talent. Again, they got the skills, they got the gifts. And so it's not that you can't show up and speak. It's not that you can't coach. It's not that. It's just that you feel a little hesitancy about it, right? And so introverts, typically, they get their energy from being alone. Extroverts get their energy from being around other people. So as an introvert, I can still show up like this is my personality. I'm not pretending. This is how I am, right? So when I show up on the stage, this is who you get. But then when I'm off the stage, I'm going back to a retreat and I'm going to get myself back together so that I can get my energy up to show up on the stage again. And so that's why it's so important, if you are an introvert, to take that time for yourself, but don't just stay in a shell. Like God didn't give you the gifts that he gave you for you to just let them sit on the shelf. And there are some people who are in positions that they're burned out, they're tired, they're overwhelmed, they're frustrated, they're underpaid, and they're still there because they're scared to make a move. And this is what I'm going to tell you. It's not going to change until you change. Your situation will not change until you change. So you got to be willing to get out of your comfort zone. That's it. Like you got to, it's in the doing. People are like, well, I'm waiting to feel confident. You're not going to just feel confident. You just got to get up and do it. Like I've said this over and over again. Figure it out. Stop saying I'm shy. Stop saying I like to be in the background. Stop. Stop shrinking when you get around other people who are powerful and brilliant, because you are powerful and you are brilliant as well. And when you own it, everything is going to change for you.
Boom, 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 boom. Every now and then, even I believe the strongest of us, or the more outspoken of us, still have to be reminded. We still have to do things to keep those skills sharp, so that, because we are flesh, right? And things tend to creep in. When I think about that, what was one of the limiting beliefs that may have hindered you at the beginning, that where you was like, no, there's bigger, I have global impact on the inside of me? What was one of the limiting beliefs that you might have had, and how did you overcome it?
So many of those. The main one was, who wants to hear from you? Who wants to hear what you have to say? Like when I got the idea for my first book, Women's Secrets, It's Time to Stop Suffering in Silence, I didn't really want to do it, but I had to do it. It was a mandate for me to do it. And then when I wrote the book, and I was like, well, who's going to buy it? And then people started asking me to speak, and I'm like, well, will they really want to hear what I have to say? And I just had all of these thoughts popping up in my head telling me that I wasn't good enough. And so I let that hold me back for a very long time. But this is the thing. And, one of my coaches was talking about this yesterday, right? About your journey and how you got to be honest, right? And so that put me into this movement of me realizing, like, every day I have to get up and say, you're going to show up. Every day I'm having to close sales. I'm having to pitch myself. I'm having to get on video. I'm having to show up. And it's like, okay, you're saying you want all of these things, but if you allow your limiting beliefs to keep you playing small, you're going to stay there. So it's like this. So it's, do you want it or not? Like, do you want more money or not? Do you want a better position or not? Do you want to make money in your business or not? You just got to make the choice. You got to make the decision. Am I going to allow my limiting beliefs to lead me, or am I going to lead me?
I love it. Y'all listening to what she's saying, because we do have to remember that it's whatever it takes. And you're correct, because I know we both have a number of coaches and have had them over time, but I do exactly know what coach exactly that you're talking about. And I was listening at the conversation on yesterday. It was really amazing. And people have to be okay to even invest. Yes. People have to be okay to invest in where it is that they believe that they want to go, where they believe that they should be, and knowing that it is okay to do that, because it says your gift will make room for you, but then you have to be working that gift so that your gift can find you, so that the people that are looking for you are being findable, right? Searchable, right? What is the algorithm saying about you? What is the search engine saying about you? And at this point, what is it? AEO, when you're when you're searchable, what is online about you? I want to talk about that because you're global. You global speak, all of the things. What can you speak to? Because one of the things that I am in love with is video visibility. Talk to the people, talk to the entrepreneur, the businesswoman, and even potentially a man that is looking at this episode, and talk to them to tell them the importance about visibility. And of course, hey, we know that's my jam, video visibility. Talk to us about that for a moment.
Absolutely. And for so long, I would run from that. Like, I would have to hype myself up just to get on camera. So I get it when people say that. And that was one of the things that I would have to go back and forth with my clients. It's like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, but then they don't want to get on social media. They don't want to post. They don't want to do the video there. And I'm scared. And what are they going to say? And I'm like, listen, listen, you have a mandate. Like I had the mandate. You heard when I said I had the mandate to write that first book. It's time to stop suffering in silence. When a gift is placed on the inside of you, like you have a mandate to operate in that gift. And at the end of the day, it is not about you. It is not about how you feel. It's about who you are called to serve, who you are called to support, who you are called to lead. So you got to be willing to put yourself out of your comfort zone and say, you know what? I don't have all of this figured out, but I will figure it out. And this is the thing. I got better and better over time. Like the first time I turned on my camera, I didn't show up like I'm showing up today. The first time I picked up a microphone, the microphone was shaking in my hand. My voice was trembling. My stomach was rumbling. I was saying, Jessica, what have you just said yes to? I was like, oh my goodness. But over 12 years later, people are paying me a pretty penny to get up and speak.
Right. You better say that. You better say that. You better say that. I said you need to be making sure that you are following Dr. Jessica on all things. Look, especially if she is killing it over there on LinkedIn. So check out Dr. Jessica and let her know that where you saw it right here, where on C-Suite of CEO chat. Dr. Jessica, you are really saying a lot of things that I'm pretty sure that anybody that has ever had to take the stage have gone through, right? I don't believe everybody come out the womb. We may feel like it, but everybody don't come out the womb taking off running. There are some things that we have to do to crawl before we could walk and then walk before we could run. What does that look like for a person that may need a boost in their confidence as it relates to stage presence, as it relates to just like you said, I am one to say, do it knees shaking and teeth chattering, right? And we don't get better by not doing anything. And that's why I say, get off your do something and do something. How can you help someone as it relates to even confidence today?
Yeah. So really clarity and competence. Those are the two things that are going to help you to get closer to being that confident person that you desire to be. So first, you got to be clear. Like, what are you good at? If you're good at something, nothing can take that away. And what gets me is that people are nervous, anxious, and doubting on topics that they've been working 10 years at something, 20 years at something. You got all of these years of experience and you're doubting yourself. So, but when you are clear, when you're clear on your niche, on your area of expertise, when you have competence, when you know what you are talking about, there's no reason for you to doubt. And if you do doubt, that's fine. Bring it with you, but open your mouth. Bring it with you, but turn that camera on and start speaking. And the more you do it, the better you will get. That is how you build self-trust. And as you begin to trust that you're going to do well, that's when the confidence shows up. So don't expect to just automatically be confident. It is a skill that you can build. And so looking at somebody who's been speaking for a long time, you might be looking at them like, oh my goodness, how do they do that? Wow, they've been doing it for a long time. But one of the things they had to do was start. You don't have to be perfect to start, but you have to get started.
Yeah. Love it. You are so right. I want to think for a moment about legacy and what does that look like when we say, hey, what are the things right now that you need to leave behind so that we know what we are carrying forward? Because we know the world, every year goes round and round, right? There's struggles and ebbs and flows every year. It doesn't matter who is sitting in the White House. It's what does that look like when we say you really do need to leave this behind? And I know we talk about the confidence. I know we talk about what that looks to even be more self-aware. I say even be present, because we miss a lot of things by not even being present in today, being present in the moment, right? So my grandmother said a long time ago, God rest her soul, opportunity is a slippery thing, and it's like a ball head and it'll slip away. And so we don't want in this season for us to miss any opportunities. So what would you want them to leave behind and even carry forward so that we can be better?
Oh yeah. I do believe that some opportunities are just like once in a lifetime opportunities. And if you pass them up, it's just not going to come around again. And so one of the things I've started practicing is, even if I'm like, ooh, I've never done that before, I'm going to say yes. And then I trust myself enough to figure it out. I'm going to give you an example that is a very present example. I have never done a commencement speech. Never. Speaking over 12 years. I got asked about a week or so ago to be a commencement speaker for a major university. And did I say, oh, well, I never done that? I don't know. Let me think about it. Yes. I trust myself that I will figure it out. And that's what you got to do. That's how you become bold. That's how you show up and surprise yourself at what you're able to accomplish. Actually, I got a client who I work with who landed her first 4-figure speaking engagement, and she did it yesterday, and she texted me and I pumped her up before it, and then she texted me afterward, and she was like, I did a phenomenal job, and thank you for the tip about having water close by. I needed it. but she shocked herself because she never ever gotten paid to speak, for one, but she's never spoken in front of an audience that size, but she did it. And she had to trust that she would figure it out, that she would do well. She listened to what I had to say. She implemented it. And now, like I told her yesterday, this is just the beginning. And that's what I'm saying to someone who is watching this right now. You don't know what you can do until you actually pursue it. You don't know. Until I wrote my first book, I didn't know I could write a book. Now I got 2. Until I pursued a PhD, I didn't know I could become Dr. Jessica Houston. So stop looking at things from what you have not done, because there are things that you have done that you do well, but there are things that you have never done that you do even better. And I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to stop right there.
Y'all see she on fire. You are on fire over here. I'm excited about this conversation. Ain't y'all excited about this conversation? Thank you for blowing up our comments over here. I'm excited. Dr. Jessica, while we have you on a roll, I want to know, what is one truth about personal healing that most leaders are too afraid to face?
A truth about personal healing. I think for me, it has been first and foremost being honest about being broken. Because so many leaders, they show up with their capes on and they don't want to be vulnerable. They don't want to admit that they have some things that they need to work on. And my daughter, she used to always joke like, Mom, you got it all together. And I'm like, no. I've done a lot, but I'm still working on myself. I'm still a work in progress. And so I realized that when I continue to work on myself, when I continue to be more self-aware, when I continue to work through the trauma, through the pain, through the loss, the disappointment, the rejection, that's when I become better. So I believe that a lot of times leaders don't want to look like they don't have it all together. But the truth is, if I can be honest, nobody has it all together. Every one of the things one of my pastors said years ago, and I never forgot that. He says, nobody has everything, but everybody has something. And that has always stuck with me, because sometimes we look at people from the outside looking in and we're thinking, oh, they got this, they got that, but you don't know what they've gone through. You don't know what they are going through.
Ain't y'all loving it? Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Look over here. I had like a dozen of questions for you because I was ready. Look, I was ready. When we think about, there's a lot of people who they get off on what you get the opportunity to do, right? You speak all the time. You speak all over the world, on and offline, all of the things. And some people can get kind of addicted to that. But what I want to know is, how can you speak to someone as it relates to protecting their peace, even in the midst of them wanting to perform?
Let me tell you about this speaking thing. The stage is a very small part of a speaking business, and a lot of people don't realize that. There is so much that goes into that 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, that you have to work on yourself as a speaker. You have to work on yourself, and you got to work on the CEO part of you. That was one of the things I started working on a little over a year ago. I was like, I've been in business for a long time, but I haven't really been a CEO. Things in shambles, just not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And it's like, no, you got to work on you. You got to be willing to make sales. You got to be willing to reach out to people. You got contracts, you got systems, you got marketing, you got all of these things going on. The financial aspect, managing your money, managing yourself, managing your time, managing your team. So it's like, there is so much more than just the stage. You don't want to get hung up on that. It's not even about you showing up in front of other people for you. It is, how can I serve? Like, how do I want them to feel when I get off the stage? I don't want them to be thinking about me. I want them to be thinking about them and how they are going to change their life and their situation because of something that I see.
I love it. That's so good. That's juicy. That is so juicy. I see why they call you. I see why they have you to come in. I see why. Look, and I don't have it by me. It's not close by, but there's several of them. For people who know me, one of the things that I am known for, and even when people may not know my name, I am affectionately called Pom Pom. And that's because I cheer for you, but I challenge you to be your best. And what that means is power over mindset, power over me. And hearing you really take hold of that power, right? Because the whole thing is, a lot of times people give their power away, and it's like, take it back, because we have been given authority. And it's like, take back the power, own your God-given gift, and of course, up-level your skills and the things that you need to do so that it'll show up like it's supposed to. I love the information. I love look, we having a little pep talk right here. That's why it's a conversation. It's a conversation, and you all just so happen to get to be a part of the conversation today. And I said, that's the one privilege that I do have when having these conversations, is I get to get up close and personal and be behind the scenes with the geniuses, right? With the amazing people like my guest today, Dr. Jessica Houston. I love everything that you're saying. I love what we are doing. I love what you are doing. I am rooting constantly for your rise. I love that you bring all of you. I feel it. I really genuinely feel your energy through that. I love him when you talked about being the CEO, and that is, we should be the chief executives of our life. Yes, I tell anybody that know me, I'm a woman of faith, and I say never above our creator, but it is that the fact that we are gifts, and we forget the gifts that we are. And we have got to know not only whose we are, but who we are, so that we can show up accordingly. And so I want to ask you, before we get ready to wrap, it's what is one thing that you say that if you had to leave them with something, what would that be?
If I had to leave them with something, it would be maximize every single day that you have. Like, a lot of times we act as though we're going to be here forever, right? We need to have a sense of urgency about our goals, a sense of urgency about our dreams, about activating our vision, and about showing up as our best selves every single day. And so if you've been someone who has been playing small, if you've been doubting yourself, if you've been overthinking, if you know for a fact that you are not showing up as the person that you were created to be, I want to challenge you to do the work. I want to challenge you to stretch yourself. And I want to challenge you to step into a new level of success. I want to challenge you to do that. I want to challenge you to live a fulfilled life. I want to challenge you to be authentically happy. And I want to challenge you to learn how to prioritize you. Now, I know that might rub some people the wrong way, but let me tell you something. You cannot effectively serve other people until you learn how to treat yourself. You can't effectively love and help other people until you learn how to love yourself, how to help yourself. Prioritize you, have a sense of urgency about your vision, and work at being your best self every single day. Let's go.
Boom, 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 boom. I love it. I love it. I appreciate you so much for stopping by. Y'all make sure that's right. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Give her some love, show her some love in the comments. And don't forget to make sure that you are following. Yes, and give this episode a thumbs up. Dr. Jessica, don't you go nowhere. Let me get them out of here. I'll be right back. I want to thank my amazing guest, Dr. Jessica Houston. Look, she is a world leader. She is a speaker, a best-selling author, all of the things, someone that you should know. What is it that you're doing in your life that your future self will thank you for? How do you show up as the chief executive officer in your own life, starting with, y'all know that's my jam too. Putting you first, knowing what that looks like, and even knowing what that feels like. And hey, I'll even say knowing what that sounds like, so that when you are seen, heard, and known for your brilliance, people will look, your reputation will precede you, and I mean in a good way. I appreciate you for stopping by C-Suite to CEO Chat. Y'all know I love what I get to do, and I'm greater because of you. So make sure you stay tuned. Join us for another episode. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this with someone. Yeah, I'll see you guys again soon. Bye for now. This episode is brought to you by Kennedy Media and Entertainment, your premier video productions and digital visibility partner. Working with business owners just like you to be seen, heard, and paid by elevating your brand with high-impact video content, online visibility strategies, and expert social media management. Ready to stand out in your industry, on and off camera? Contact Kennedy Media today, and let's turn your message into a movement, because visibility isn't optional, it's essential. Contact KennedyMediaLLC.com, KennedyMediaLLC.com, and let's boost your brand's visibility. It's time for you to be seen, heard, and known for your expertise. Contact us today.